Welcome back to Omnifactory. Today I'd quickly, between the episodes, swapped over to a diamond-based system. We've got 1400 prismarine, so we don't need it urgently by any means because it's already generating. So I switched over to a shulker data model, which is now into the advanced tier, 10% chance of pristine matter. And here that will generate diamonds automatically. The diamonds should get pulled out if I've set this up right. And we'll get into here. There's 6 in there at the moment, so I think 1's gone through, but we're going to need a few diamonds this episode anyway, so it's good to at least have them. And I think I'm just going to go and grab the draw key and lock these, just so if I make a mistake, I'm not going to get too much of an issue. Let's take my draw key. And I guess I should make a satchel so that we can keep all this stuff on me, but yeah, well, it should arrive soon. There we go. So looking forward to going to AE2 completely. That should be pretty imminent now. So here we go. Let's lock all of these 4, and that should be good. So we're done there. And this, we just have to wait for this to generate more pristine matter. On our first one, this is now up to superior tier, and it's 3/4 of the way through, or thereabouts, 2/3, 3/4, 4/5, whatever you want. Well, not 4/5, like 3.5. Anyway. We have more than enough for what we actually need, and you'll see this, even this is backstuffing into the resonant clathrates, so we are doing pretty well on the resource generation there. Okay, so in here today we're going to be building some new stuff. First of all, which is an advanced cutting machine. This takes a couple of items we haven't done before. First of all, this conveyor module. It takes 2 medium voltage electric motors, which I have already made, and that should be easily doable. There we go. So that's that. And it also takes another electric motor here, and everything else we've made before. That's a medium voltage machine hole in the middle, except for a diamond saw blade. So we're going to need to make one of those. For that, we need cobalt brass gear, which we haven't made before, and there's 4 small piles of diamond dust. And they are made in a macerator from a diamond lens, diamond rod. We need a lathe for that. Can we make this in an autoclave? We can. So 1 diamond lens gets us 3. So we need 2 diamonds, but that's not a problem. So we need the autoclave filled with water only. And we should be able to sort that out, I would have thought. Yeah, that's empty. So we can just go nab an infinite water from somewhere temporarily. Downstairs. Or in fact, no, we just grab a bucket. Oh, do I have a bucket on me? Why do I not have a bucket on me? I always keep dumping things back into the system when my inventory's full. Bucket, and let's just grab a couple of diamonds. You gonna give me a bucket? Come on, there we go. And you can just grab a, well, you can grab it from there, but that's just where I throw the redstone stuff into. You can't grab it directly from an infinite water source, but you can from the steam dynamos, and of course they're still in use, so that should do that job. And then we just need a couple of diamonds from outside. I'm not sure if it's 1 bucket per, but we'll see very shortly. And nice to be able to just get basically infinite diamonds, just slowly, too slowly, but good for now. So that's that, and it's empty again. So yeah, we are going to need that other bucket of water. We'll just grab it from here. I'll refill that later. Slightly useful, and there we go. So that's going to turn into 2 diamond lens, which we can then pulverize up into the, well, basically this is just diamond impregnation on a, well, this is diamond saw blade, not rather a grinding wheel or anything. But let's get on with the cobalt brass gear in the middle. So for that, we're going to need cobalt brass, and that's going to mean 8 cobalt brass ingots that we're going to need. And that is something we can make, I guess. Can we just compress it? Yeah, we can. So we just need to make the original cobalt brass itself. So that needs some aluminium dust, some cobalt dust, and some brass dust. We've got both of these, or we can get both of these using clay dust. Let me just put some clay on, just so that that's actually running. Let's grab it from outside. And we'll just shove that into the electrolyzer once it goes through the macerator. Let's grab a full stack. So nice to have automatic generation of things, nicely speeding things up. So where do we want to go? Macerator. Let's put you in there. Right, so that's the clay. We need the rest. So we want basically, let's go back to the ingots, and we want brass dust. Okay, and that is just copper and zinc dusts. So I think we have most of those. Do we have zinc? Yeah, I even have zinc dust, but I'm going to need a little bit more of it. So let's just get 2 of that, and then we're going to need some copper as well. So, I probably should actually make a little bit more copper, unless I've got some in my inventory. No, I'm making some cable. I want some more copper. I'm running out of Omnicoins again. So one of those things. Let's grab copper. That's the recipe. Let's pop you in here, and that can go. We've got some clay dust now. We'll just go and pop that upstairs. That's going to generate the other kind. It's going to generate some aluminium, and I think some cobalt as well. We probably already will have the cobalt. So that's sodium. I was hoping that was going to be cobalt. 1 second, then I'm going to have to check what that was. This is going to generate some aluminium though, so we haven't got a problem there. And we need to turn this into dust. So let's put this in the macerator and grab some copper, and we're going to do exactly the same. 2 there, and we're going to need 6, 5, 6. There we go. And we just combine them. Unshaped recipe, I hope. Nope. Okay, maybe it is shaped. There we go. Brass dust times 8. And let's just put that in here somewhere. There we go. So then we just need aluminium dust, which I've got some of that. And then we should be almost ready. So brass dust. We need cobalt. Cobalt dust. Do I have any cobalt at all? Cobalt. Cobalt. No. Interesting. Do I have any cobalt ore? Cobalt. No. Okay, how are we going to get cobalt then? Hopefully this isn't going to be too horrible a process. Cobalt ingot. We want the dust form, of course, but that should just be getting there. So cobalt dust. We want cobaltite ore. Any other way of getting it as an output, like a secondary output of things? No, looks like we just have to find it. Interesting. So can we actually just purchase it? That doesn't look promising. Let me find out. Now, cobalt can be purchased, sort of. It's supposed to be purchased, but it isn't. Let me show you why. If you look at cobaltite, we have this recipe. It's expensive, 6 omni-nickel, but if you make that in a crafting grid, it doesn't give you this. This recipe is wrong, or the crafting grid is wrong. Something's wrong anyway. If you lay them out like this, you get sapphire there. And it looks very similar to cobaltite. So if you not watch out, you will use up 6 omni-nickel. I didn't, thankfully. Yeah, so we have some other options, I think. So if we take some pentlandite, for instance, and then we macerate this stuff. Yeah, so put it in a pulverized process. We get iron dust and stone dust if this was advanced, if it isn't. We get crushed pentlandite ore. Okay, so let's just dump that in there and get that going. There we go. We can go and get some more clay dust processed. So that's going to crush up. In fact, that's probably too slow. Let me just grab a hammer and let's just use the hammer process. Will that actually process, or do I actually need to hit it with a hammer? I think I'd probably do. Let me just put it through the macerator then. Fine. You can continue the process. Yeah, there we go. Gets the crushed pentlandite. So if we then put that through, that goes to impure. Now the impure can be put into a centrifuge, and hopefully this will give me what I want out. Let's give this a try. So 4 of you in there, and I think we may only get a chance of tiny, unfortunately, due to this. So it's one of these recipes. Whoops, one of these recipes. We're going to get impure pile of whatever is going to get us a tiny pile. There we go. Tiny pile of cobalt dust is going to need 9 of them. So we need 3 impure piles to get 1 regular cobalt dust. But at least we're able to get it. There we go. 1 cobalt dust. Okay, that's a bit more. That's a bit more expensive than I was actually imagining, but at least I didn't have to hunt down the ore. That would be terrible. Because I haven't found it yet, and there's no way to find it without just sort of randomly digging around, really. So yeah, I now need you to get the other stuff put together. So there is our cobalt brass dust, and we have it available for the processing. So we will need that. So let's just take a look at the cutting machine again. So we need a cobalt brass gear. So that just needs 8 of the ingots. And we have the dust already, so we can just convert those into ingots, presumably just smelting it. Making sure there's nothing special. Nope. Regular smelt will do. Give me those. Converted this all to coal coke, over to coal coke, because I have the machine out there that's producing this, the circuit substrates, so that's working fine. There we go. 8 of you, and we'll convert them over into the cutting wheel. And there's our cutting wheel, diamond saw blade. And we should be able to combine that in here and get an advanced cutting machine. That's medium voltage. So we're able to then get together Boole as well, because we're going to be needing you. You're probably in the system somewhere. So let's just ask for the Boole. Grab you. And we should have 2 of the components we need to get further. Ooh, other thing. One of the outputs of the pentlandite dust, aside from the tiny piles of cobalt, which is just sort of building up. Let me just convert these over. It's nice that we're actually getting enough of it to be able to do this properly, but yeah. In here, we also get pentlandite dust. Now, if you put that in an electrolyzer, that will convert over into, I think it's nickel and sulfur. If you have a look at the thing, yeah, nickel and sulfur. So, electrolyzer. So let's dump you in there. Oops, clay dust. Let's get rid of you. And that should convert over. It's going to take a little while to convert, but that should get us some sulfur dust, which will later be used to make sulfuric acid if we need it. So that's useful to have on hand. And then we're also going to have another machine here. So let's pop you down. Yep, advanced cutting machine. And let's just put that in. And that is going to need water as well, I assume. Just water of any kind. So let's just grab our bucket. Where's my bucket gone again? Honestly. Did I dump it into the system? I probably did. Yeah. I was about to go and try and hunt down some, well, try to hunt down some cobalt ore, but yeah, I found that alternate recipe, so it's very handy to actually go and grab that occasionally and not have to go down there too much. We want it to be automatically generated as much as possible, so you can get started. It's very quick. Good. And we should get some wafers from that. Yep, 16 wafers. And hopefully that's going to be a quest. There it is. So we're going to get some more Omni pennies. Good. Silicon wafers. Claim that as well. And it's leading us towards the medium voltage precision laser engraver. Quest done. Medium voltage laser engraver. Okay, so even more Omni pennies. Good. And then lenses. So diamond lens, ruby lens, glass lens. Yeah, we may already have some of those, so I'll go and take a look in the system for them in a minute. However, raw circuit wafers. So there's a RAM wafer and an integrated circuit wafer. I think it's the integrated circuit wafer we're interested in. So integrated circuit wafer. And that is a regular wafer in a precision laser engraver with a red lens. I think we already have a red lens because it isn't used up. And we remember we made red, green, and blue. So we should be able to convert those over. 120 EU per tick, and it does take 45 seconds for each one. However, each one you can then go and put in back in the cutting machine, again still with water, and turn it into integrated circuits. There's no other use, it seems, for these. You can just have different lubricants. And then that basically gets us the tier 3 circuits. So that's really nice. There are other requirements too, but yeah. And then the tier 3 circuits lead on into other things. Ooh, large steel boiler. Interesting. And the high voltage stuff. Wow. Oh no. Oh no. We've got extended crafting and in this mod pack. Oh. Oh. I did actually see an even crazier recipe earlier. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, it was filling the screen with stuff that was so advanced that it's like tier 9. In fact, let me just show you. You know, we're on tier 2, maybe into tier 3. Tier 9, yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff in here. And I've got to find it somewhere, but it's, are you on there? Tier HV? Oh, I can't actually find it. Is it tier 9? Is it 9? Yeah, okay, so Eternium plated micro sun eater. This is what I saw. So, yes, quantum fluxed Eternium heavy plating. Ah, dear, that's awakened draconium krypton gas. Yes, I would like it, certainly, but I don't think we're going to get there just yet. Anyway, red lens. Let's go and get that and see what we can get from here. Oh, God. Red lens. Oh, do I not have a red lens? I thought I crafted one. That's very odd. I'm almost certain I crafted one. Red lens. Yeah, it's just a garnet in the autoclave. Well, we can always craft another one, I guess. Red garnet. And just get another bucket of water for our autoclave. I probably do have somewhere. It's probably in a chest that isn't attached to the system or something along those kind of lines. So let's just see whether you get this going. Uses. Are you just in the autoclave with water? Looks like it. So let's just pop you in here. And the garnet. That should convert over. And then that lens will let us convert our wafers over into these, but it will take a little bit of time. So I just want to get this going so that I can leave it alone, and hopefully it won't drain all the power, but we'll see how well that does in practice. So let's see. Have you finished? Yep, so this is separated into sulfur and nickel dust, and nickel dust, of course, we can just smelt up. And for this one, we want the red lens, and we want that in the right slot. And we want, where are you? Wafers. Okay, that's going to take a while, isn't it? That's not depleting at the moment, but remember that is currently being served by the sugarcane power, not by the incredibly powerful 2048 bar per tick numismatic dynamo down there. So yeah, we have to potentially wait a little while. Depends on how much of this is going. Let's just pop downstairs and see whether that is actually enough power for us to be getting on with. So we got all the power down here, and that is depleting. Yeah, that is depleting. Oh, someone did say, by the way, if you want to upgrade this, I was breaking it and replacing it. You don't have to, you just click on it with the orange stuff. So I will gradually do that over time, but not need to worry about it for now. So I'm going to make a few of those integrated circuits, I think, and I will make them off camera while they get processed. So I've got a couple now, they've been done, and they should convert up into 8 of the next step each, so I won't put any more through just yet. It just takes it, well, it just drains power, and I'm not quite so sure how these will be able to keep up, because this process is also another long one. However, it will get us to the circuits, because the circuits are one of the 2 ingredients we can't really make very easily. Here we have the electronics processor array. That needs those integrated circuits we're just about to make. Everything else we can make quite easily. May need some more gold and silver, but other than that, we have all of that. And tin or soldering alloy. So that's one of the 2 ingredients we don't have yet, which leaves polyethylene sheet. So I had a look at the 2 processes, and I did get some commenters between the episodes saying, please don't do wood gas. It's terrible by comparison to, because of the amount we're going to actually need of this stuff. So for getting 8 blank patterns, we're going to need to go via the sugarcane route, shall we say. So backing up, that is once again going back through the fluid solidifier, which we used it for lava, so we don't need one of those. We have a fluid extractor downstairs. In fact, we have a couple of them. One's in use for other things, but you know, we can borrow it temporarily or make another one. So that is not a problem either, but we shouldn't actually need it unless we need to go via solid ingots. And I don't think we need to. We are going to need to make a Gregtech chain though, so that's going to be as entertaining as usual. So the Gregtech chain is going to be ethylene and air probably. So chemical reactor is going to be needed. So just go stepping back, fluid solidifier we can reuse the lava one. So the next step, create 1 chemical reactor, and then we're going to have to go from, is it from ethanol next? Is it ethanol? Ethanol? No, that's the wood gas. No, we're going to go via 2 chemical reactors. Okay, and we're going to have to filter out the diluted sulfuric acid. Can we reprocess that? It looks like we can in a distillery, so we can loop it back around, although it's not going to be enough to loop back infinitely, but that gets us going. So I need to produce 2 chains. I need to produce an ethanol chain and a sulfuric acid chain. Sulfuric acid is the easier one because we've got some sulfur dust already. So in that, we're just combining, again in a chemical reactor. I'm going to need to make 3 of those now, or maybe even 4. We're going to combine, where is it? Here we are, water with sulfur dust. So we need an infinite water source, some sulfur dust, and that will get us 3 buckets of sulfuric acid. So that's 3 chemical reactors. And then if we just go forward one again, we are going to need, where are we? I need to step back 1. Ethanol. So we need at least 1 distillery, maybe? Is that just straight from biomass? Yep, straight from biomass. And biomass is brewing machine with sort of plant matter in it. And we can use sugar canes in that. Yep, there it is. Again, with water. So brewing machine, distillery, and 3 chemical reactors at least. And that fluid solidifier. 3 basic chemical reactors has to be the medium voltage version. So we have to get an advanced chemical reactor. That's going to be needed to combine the sulfuric acid with the ethanol. And the other 2, well, the other 3 things, or sorry, 2 things, brewery and distillery are fine. We can just craft a basic tier of those. So we've got 4 different slots filled with 3 machines, basically just an advanced tier. So we've got to go and find out where we actually want to put some stuff. So let's just go and grab a few bits and pieces. I'm going to want a few bits of fluid conduit, and I'm probably going to want some, maybe some, well, I'm going to need to craft some more cable, aren't I? But that's fine for now. We'll figure it out in a little while. So down here we have a cable conduit underground, and it's supplying basically sugarcane along this line. Now, if we set, I think it's probably set something like lower priority for this box. Let's take a look. So, higher priority for this box even, maybe? Yeah, high priority for the box. And then is that feeding in and out? Yes, it is feeding in and out. Let me just put torch there so you can see. Yep. So it's going in here first, and whenever that needs to supply anything else, they're going out to everything else. So priority 0. Fine. That's not a problem. But beyond that point, we can decide to feed stuff continuing this direction. So I don't have it cut out of the wall yet, but we can cut out through the back and go this way. There we go. We're actually just going to go 1 lower. And then I'm going to come up behind this and then rearrange this stuff, because we've got this fluid solidifier here and we already are fine with that. Has that got any lava in it? A little bit. Let's get rid of you, and they will do for now. Because we're able to feed this into the line. Now, what we're going to do, I think we're going to start on the left, work our way right. There is at some point going to need to be a diversion, because we need to send stuff up to the advanced chemical reactor. And this also needs 2 separate sort of lines of things. So we're going to start off here, since I've got some conductive iron cable here. And is that indeed, yeah, that's conductive iron, so it's low voltage. Fine. So we're going to start with the brewery. Where are you, brewery? Yep. Brewery. And then we're going to auto output from the brewery over this way, and that's going to go into the distillery. So where are you? Distillery. Okay, and both of those are going to be powered just fine. So if we just grab, let's say, just a stack of this, and just for testing purposes, well, there we are with the brewery. We're going to need an infinite water source to basically cook this stuff up, if I remember rightly. We're going to need 2, I think. I think it was in 2 different ways. Yep. So we need water. For that, we could grab it from here, but no, I think I'll go and craft 1. 1 second. And I made 2 just so that we have 1 available. That isn't going to block at the floor. No, that's not going to have a problem. So let's pop that there, and we'll just get rid of that lever. We don't need the lever. That should already be working. So there we go. It's going to start producing biomass. The biomass is going to get distilled, and we should get ethanol out of that. So that's one thing. Let's just quickly go through. Biomass. So yes, that's going to come out and go into the distillery, turn into ethanol. Right, so we have ethanol at this particular stage. Let's just run some of this conduit I just made underneath, and that will be ready to go. Whoops, And let's just feed that. I could do with going, well, let's just dig the wall out and I'll replace it in a second. And maybe even just come down this way so that we don't have any interruptions above in case I need to do another routing of, you know, item conduits or something. So that will do there, and that's an output, so just got to be careful about that side. And there we go. So we don't want to, we want to insert and not extract. That hopefully should now keep this full if it's on green. Oops, it's not connected yet. Now I should keep it full. Are you going to replenish? And that should be working. Insert green. Insert green. It should catch up. Anyway. Fine. So that should now be working once this auto outputs, although I did think I'd... maybe it takes a full bucket before it auto outputs. If not, we need to use just these... Oh, hang on. Auto... there it goes. Yep. Yep, that's fine. So we're going to have biomass turned into ethanol. Okay, so ethanol then. Ethanol is... This is the stage where we need the medium voltage version. That's going to get combined with sulfuric acid, and it needs to be upstairs. So we're going to need to have that going somewhere. So sulfuric acid is going to be coming from another chemical reactor, which we've already made, so that's fine. And that's water and sulfur dust. So that's the other use of water. So if we just put this over on this side, maybe, and if we have it here, I think, just give myself a little bit of room. So let's fluid solidify the chemical reactor and maybe water. So we're just going to put that on top. There it goes. That should output water, and we can get the sulfur dust from the system, and that will get us the sulfuric acid. Now, once that's done, it's going to need to come back down here to low voltage again. But I'm just going to get the sulfur dust, so we can just get some in production. Sulfur dust, sulfur. I'm sure I had more of it than that. It's probably in my inventory or somewhere close by. I may have put it in a chest somewhere. I'll figure it out. We've got some anyway. And maybe it's a slightly different type of sulfur dust. Doesn't much matter. So you can hopefully produce sulfuric acid, or you're not going to produce. Maybe once you get to one bucket of water. There it goes. So are you going to produce? No? Sulfuric acid? Chemical reactor. Does it need a configuration? Sulfur dust. That's the Gregtech version. Does it not work with a non-Gregtech version? That's annoying. Is that a Gregtech version? It is. Why are you not working? Do you need more? Chemical reactor. Did I miss something? Water? Oh, it needs 2 buckets of water per sulfur dust. Okay. Okay, I'm not crazy. So sulfuric acid, and we'll be able to produce what we need out of that one just fine. They need to get shipped upstairs. So I need to go make some more of this pressurized fluid conduit, and we need to send them both to a medium voltage chemical reactor that I put down upstairs. And I'm probably going to put it outside just so that it differentiates itself from the the manual machines I've got in here. So we'll have to put it down out here somewhere. I'll figure out where to put it in a second, but we need to make a little bit more of the cable to accompany it. The circuit, well, not the circuit, sorry, I took this cable down from our sort of blast furnace and decided to bring it down here so I could short the run of fluid. Yes, this cable is expensive, but I'd just rather have it in the same area, roughly, rather than having fluid conduit all over the place moving different liquids. So from this side, we're going to take from the output at the back, this is going to be our biomass. And, sorry, not the biomass, the ethanol. You need to put a program circuit number 0 in there, and that should start the production of ethanol. So then we're going to be able to get ethanol out of the back of this and be able to ship this over to where we're going to put in our machine here. So if we just clear out the space on either side of it, and get rid of that torch for a second, we can just put a torch there or something. There we go. We should have room for the advanced chemical reactor. So let's pop you down. There it goes. That's configured. And then this side is also going to have an output. So if we just grab some pressurized fluid conduit and go this way, We can just get rid of all of you for a second. Get rid of that torch as well. There we go. So that we can choose to be always active. That should start removing sulfuric acid, which goes into one slot. Hopefully that's not going to occupy more than one slot, but we'll see about that in a second. And then on this side, we're going to do exactly the same thing and bring that pipe in as well. Let me just go through the bottom here or something like that. So 1, 2, 3. I'm probably going to need to make more of this, but that's perfectly okay. 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to connect up there. So yes, I'm definitely going to need to make more of it. Thankfully, the only thing you need for this is glass, so it's not terribly hard, and that conduit binder, of course. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and there it goes. So let me just go and grab some more glass, get that put on production, and we should be ready to finish. And look at that, there we go. We've got ethanol and sulfuric acid. They're being reacted together, so that is pretty good. And there's our chemical reactor. So both of those together, that's going to produce ethylene and diluted sulfuric acid. So I'll need to get rid of both of those. Otherwise, it'll probably jam up the system. But it's the ethylene we're actually interested in. So yeah, we may have to worry about that a little bit. How are we going to separate those out? That's an interesting question. We may have to get some kind of filter for it. However, we can obviously just grab a bucket of it, at least to start with, and put that into the next step. So ethylene. Ethylene. Is that just a distillery? So polyethylene is going to be ethylene in chemical reactor. Yeah, and that's going to need a program circuit and oxygen or air. And it doesn't really tell you how to get air. It's probably some kind of compressor, I assume. Compressor. Basic compressor is going to need some bits and pieces. So I'm going to need to make that tin. Electric pistons, nothing haven't seen before. And I do have a spare LV machine hole because I was assuming we're going to need this. There we go. So we've got ethylene now. Nearly to the end. And I was thinking of compressor as an air compressor, of course, but I think it's actually the canning machine that may be able to do this, but we're going to need another machine to actually do this. So first of all, we're going to make this recipe with some steel pipe, some cupronickel wire, and medium voltage stuff. That's an extruder. And we're also going to need a mold. This is a cell mold in this case, and also another mold here on this side is going to be a plate mold. So that's going to be producing our polyethylene. I think they are plates, maybe? That's polyethylene. Is it the plates we actually need? Polyethylene sheets. We made an ingot mold instead. Let's just see. Where is this? Is it actually sheets that we need? No. What am I looking for? Patterns. Let's just go backwards one. Get to the patterns. We need polyethylene sheets. So we need an ingot mold. Or plate mold. Yeah, plate mold will make sheets. That's fine. I did craft the right thing. Okay, so we just get the extruder. We can put that down in a medium voltage line. And then we can put the shape in there and then put a couple of iron sheets in. Or iron plates, I should say. And they, with an extruder, should make, well, one empty cell. Okay, I was hoping for more than that, but one empty cell will have to do us. And can I just right click in the air? No, you're not going to have it. Okay, how about in a canning machine? Will you produce air? Come on, no. Will you not produce air? Okay, how about in a compressor? Nope. Okay, this is really annoying me about Gregtech. You can go and look for air. And it says, hey, you can get it from a fluid tank. Well, that's great. It gives me no indication whatsoever other than that of how we can actually get air. Air can from forestry. You can go and click on that. That tells you absolutely nothing as well. Cells. So there is air cell. This is the one we just made. The empty cell turns into an air cell with a fluid tank. Unless a fluid tank just is naturally supplying air, but there's no seemingly way to actually get this. So maybe it does work this way. It shouldn't cost us that much to find out. We just need some iron bars and we need a little bit of glass. So let's just see if I've got some iron bars in the system. Iron bars is actually a bit expensive, so you may as well just go and actually get them from exploring. They're by far cheaper than actually making them because you need iron plates and you've got to process them, and yeah, it's probably not worthwhile doing that. So iron bars, and that's the, let's just have a look again. Air steel cell, fluid tank, iron, and just any kind of glass. Yeah, okay, so let's just get one piece of glass, and let's see if we can just craft that. So fluid tank it is. Shift click. Will you provide me with air now? If I just pop you down there. Air. Nope. How do you get air? So if it won't supply me with air, or at least I need to, I have looked on Google. Google did not make it easy because there's lots of old versions of Gregtech. It's basically saying you can just turn empty cells into air cells with a canner. Well, we've got a canning machine, so unless there is there a separate canner? Basic fluid canner, maybe? So that's probably the other option. However, I did find an alternate way around. So Electrolyzer, once we get 3 buckets of water, should convert it over into hydrogen and oxygen, and then we can take that and use oxygen instead and put that into wherever our chemical reactor is going to be. So we should be able to put in, let's just take a look at the polyethylene again, polyethylene, and we're just approaching the end of the episode, so I am hurrying a little bit. Chemical reactor, we need program circuit number 0, so let's just grab that, program circuit number 0, and then we just need the 2 things in there, air and ethylene. So if we just get polyethylene, I need air and oxygen actually. Oxygen, there's still number 0. Yeah, it's 0 whether you supply air or oxygen, that's fine. So we can just supply this with ethylene, so that can go in there. And we got 2 buckets of it. And hopefully you are going to get to 3 buckets soon. Let me just grab a little bit of a cheating way around and dump this in. Have you got enough power? Yeah, you do. It's just taking longer than I might hope for, but we do have it. And then we have an empty cell here ready to actually pick up the air with the oxygen once it's finished. 1 second. And there we go. We have oxygen available. We can pick that up. 1,000 liters of oxygen. And we can dump it in there, and that will start producing polyethylene. So we have a couple of buckets here ready to actually take this across. Obviously, we can route this automatically later. Polyethylene, good. And we've got, oh, we've not got enough. Okay, so that is everything we need. Aside from here, which is the basic fluid solidifier, that's going to take our polyethylene and turn it into the sheets finally. So for each sheet, you're going to need, let's take a look. So 144 millibuckets, and we need 5 of them. So 500, so that's 700 millibuckets to get 1 set of 8 patterns. So we've got everything we need now. I just need to output it to this side. So can I just get rid of you for a second? And can I just output this side and put you back? And let's just set you to auto output. And you can accept, hopefully, that. This for liquids as well. Yep, there it goes. Good. Are you processing? Yeah, we've got polyethylene sheets. Okay, so we've got everything. We've got everything we actually wanted. So that is good. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Need to look at the fluids on this side, but we can maybe output the opposite direction as well. If this only will take oxygen, let's just take a look at this. And can we also output you? That has only water in it, so we don't have to worry about that. Can I also output that side? So will you now take the oxygen? Oxygen, can you go? Well, is that the wrong? Yeah, can we go that way? No. Okay, so we're going to have to use a pipe to actually do that. That's fine, as long as we know what we need to do. And we can, of course, do it just like this if we need to just start it manually. And there we go. So that will start producing, and we start getting polyethylene sheets. So polyethylene sheets are the way to patterns, which means, yes, AE2 Auto Crafting is unlocked. And we've got 3. We need 5 for one set of patterns. But that is a good point to leave it there, I think, because next episode we will then get back into AE2 Auto Crafting. Now that we're able to make patterns, we need to get a pattern terminal. So one pattern terminal like this. And that's stuff we can already make. We've got more than enough diamonds now. ME terminal we've made before, and blank patterns, of course, we're about to get. So we do have to get tier 3 circuits, but that's all about to start getting unlocked. And just to show you how many diamonds the system has generated, 511 so far. And I had, in fact, that's finished. And this is run out. So has all these run out now? Yeah, it's stopped. So what we actually want to do enable with this is this filtering. I would have thought that would allow. Oh, is this not set to auto output? Yeah, it's set to always active. So that should start supplying this with diamonds. There it goes. And the diamonds should be really good at generating power. So yeah, off it goes, and that's got started it again. So 446, but the system is still running, and we are now switched over from prismarine. So you can leave this here or you can remove it. No problem either way. And we're running on diamonds, which is 1.5 million RF each. I like it when you start getting overpowered. Anyway, next episode we'll get onto AE2 Auto Crafting, and that should be pretty good. I will try and sort this out a little bit, make it a little bit nicer, but you get the idea. We've got the whole process available now. It just is going to take a little while to sort out. If anyone wants to make any suggestions on how to get oxygen out of this whole thing easier, feel free to in the comments down below. And of course, we'll see you next episode. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, it would honestly definitely accept a subscription if you are enthusiastic about it. If not, just click on the bell for notifications for future episodes. And of course, you can share, more importantly than all of that, leave comments for everyone else playing through. Lots of good comments, tips and tricks throughout the video series. So feel free to take a look at the comments, even if you don't watch the whole video. And of course, we'll see you next time for some more Omnifactory. As always, guys, thanks for watching.